Because you go on to the main event, and I mean...
You know, I seen the fans, we'll just go right to the end, but we'll go back. The fans, they waited for the replay. Fans accepted it was a knockout. Me and Shawn looked at each other and said,
hey, we was this close to the ring. We was this close to the ring.
Like, ain't nothing land.
It took all of 1 second. We this close to the ring. And as soon as he started to step in, I turned my back and walked away. Cause it just didn't make sense.
What are you doing? I was like, ain't nothing landing.
So you're right. The crowd was in the moment.
Yeah, they was like, yeah, let's go Rolly.
They happy, for Rolly.
Yeah.
Until they see the replay.
And I'm like, yeah, they was not happy.
Yeah. I was talking to shout out to Edgar. I was talking to my brother-in-law yesterday. And I said, Saturday night's fights was the worst part about it is you want to make good TV.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You got to show replays. You got to talk about this. You got to explain that. That was not the replay that ever on TV.
You wouldn't have played it?
If I was a producer, I'd have skipped right around that as a producer.
I was like, I know what I've seen. I'm like, I've been watching boxing for a while. Like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, Rolly don't get caught. Rolly gonna get caught. Now, I'm like, what is Tony doing?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking Tony maybe going to give him a count. And even I thought that was going to be BS.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing saving him? I mean, don't get me wrong, world-class fighter. I think he worked a couple of your fights. Tony Weeks is world-class. Hey, man, it's effed up because when you mess up at that stage, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's had hundreds and thousands of fights where he got it right, Shawn.
Yeah.
But that night he messed up and it's crazy because me and Shawn was just talking about, like, shout out to Kenny Bayless. Yeah, I'm still on your ass about the Plant Benavidez fight. I felt like that fight could have been a little better if you just got out the way. But hey, man, so I seen you and I said, man, look at Bayless. And then I gave Harvey Doc credit because I'm like, Harvey's such a great ref.
Yeah.
Harvey stays out of the way for the most part.
Yeah.
And for the most part, Tony does too. But it was just that moment he had a bad moment, and it was a bad moment.
And you have your wallet on you? You got your ID, your driver's license on
Yeah.
You want? I don't want it for
No,
myself.
Don't show it.
Don't show it.
Yeah.
No, pull it out. I just want to know when your lice expires. I believe mine expires.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I believe mine expires in 2028.
2030.
I
I thought it was expired. I was like, I want to get pulled over.
Yeah.
I was like,
and what do you have to do when your license expires?
take the test.
You have to take a test, right?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
You
Make
may
sure
not.
you're still right.
And that's in 7 years.
Yeah.
Damn it! In 7 years, you may not be who you were when you were 30. You 35.
Yeah.
You in 7 years, when you're 42, you may not be who you were when you were 35.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yes, Tony, you've had a great career as a referee. You've reffed some phenomenal fights. You've been in the ring and you've reffed them all. But how do we know you're still that guy? Same thing happens for the fighters. But a fighter could be denied a license if they show that they can't keep their hands up and they can't stay safe in the ring.
It's funny you say denied license. I think we had an after show fight, and I'm pretty sure that guy's going to get suspended.
Yeah.
For that BS.
Yeah. Yeah. You talking about the fighter, right? The fighter, right?
The black guy.
So just real quick, we'll fast forward all the way to the end. Which brother was that in the ring? That was which one was it? Angel Barrientos.
Yeah.
In the swing bout after the fights, he fought a guy, and the guy they both were, it's a great fight. It was a really good fight, but the guy gets physical, and they hip swing and they fall to the canvas. They get up, and the guy is talking back at Angel. He's talking back to the referee. Furthermore, he's coming at Angel like he ready. It's a fight,
Yeah, but he was on some street.
Yeah, it's a fight, but he was coming back at Angel on some street stuff.
Yeah, like I'm a slam, like.
And my whole thing was at this point is I want the referee to take total control because I don't want either guy to get hurt. We don't need corners getting in the ring.
That's what I was worried about.
We don't need anybody from the audience getting in the ring. Angel's brother works the corner. Yeah. He's clearly getting in the ring.
Angel family was next to us, ready to get in the ring.
Ready to get in the ring, and so I just wanted everything to be controlled. The referee he breaks them apart. He talks to both of them. They get back going. Same thing happens again, and then it started to become more of the opponent than it was Angel. It became the opponent became very rough. Very just a
referee, get your hands off me.
Yeah, and
spitting. It was
and got to the point where the ref was trying to talk to him, and he looking past the ref, and he walking up to Angel like, "Let's fight." And again, it's a fight, but it's just certain. There's a way to conduct yourself in a professional boxing match, as you all know. And the referee, he weighs off the fight because he couldn't allow that to continue. Now that fighter more than likely is going to have to pay a fine, or he's going to be suspended for a minute or something like that. But again, just speaking to that, as a fighter, when you do something wrong in the boxing ring, you're held accountable. Who's going to hold Tony accountable?
Who's going to hold those judges accountable?
Who's going to hold those judges accountable?
Well, the second fight.
Yeah. Because there's lives at stake. And as it was pointed out to me, somebody said, I'm never going to turn my back on you. And I'm never going to stop supporting you because of everything you've done, and I've received blessings from what you've done. You got in the ring and you put your life on the line, and other people have reaped the benefits of that. And so, yes, to its core, we're getting in the ring and we're putting our lives on the line. Some of us have started doing this when we were 8 years old. We know how to handle ourselves. We know how to win. We love it, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we're putting our lives on the line. We're getting in there because only because we love this sport, but because we want to support our families. We want to have great fights that people want to see us more and more. And it's not necessarily the blemish on the record, it's how that blemish came. And it came directly because of insubordinates, because of people not taking this sport as serious as the fighters have to take it. And just things need to change.
And at the same time you say that, I mean, I just worry about a lot of things. Like Tony Angle, he was behind Rolly. What was you seeing? Like, maybe, like I said, the most I would say get a guy a count.
I didn't even go that far. I didn't even try to analyze it.
I was trying to help him, man.
You got to at some point.
Trying to help
I ain't even mad at you for helping him on the podcast.
Yeah,
you know me, I'm always trying to keep people safe.
Yeah, I'm just like, what did you see, bro? Like maybe, I don't know, but it's like, Rolly was throwing punches, so maybe he thought he was connecting. But at the same time, my man was throwing shots back.
His back, he was low, like on that second rope, head underneath the first rope. And so, yeah, you see the body language of that's a helpless position.
Okay.
But he's like bouncing off the ropes, coming back
throwing
up.
shots.
So again, let's try to defend the man.
So at the most account.
Yeah.
At the most account.
Yeah.
Not stopping the fight.
Yeah.
This guy will never get opportunity again. Let's be real.
Everybody's asking if Tony was paid. I mean, let's just go ahead and go there.
I'm not gonna say.
I don't think he was.
I will not disrespect Tony to that point.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, he took a moment from us.
Yeah,
but yeah, I can't say.
I don't think he was. I don't know if that even happens in boxing. You know, stories come out years after we've seen things in basketball and we've seen things in other sports, and we know that yes, boxing.
And when money's involved, then you never know.
But I just can't see that being the case in this fight. I think overall, is what I've said before on this podcast. I sat in, shout out to the WBC. I sat in at the convention at the judges meeting, the officials meeting, and the official who was conducting the meeting, he said before a fight, you should not be watching any of these. When you get assigned a fight, you should not be watching that fighter's matches. Because then you start to draw conclusions based on what you have seen in these guys in these fights. So, So you take it a step further. You get a 40-year-old man, replacement fighter, getting in the ring against Rolly, who's a knockout artist and clearly supposed to win this fight. And then somehow, some way, the fight's not going as expected.
And Rolly's down on cards.
And Rolly clearly was down on the cards. And then we'll get to that after I say this, but you see an opportunity to, or you see a moment that you thought was supposed to happen all along. His back was supposed to be against the ropes rounds ago. Mm-hmm. This is now I'm where I'm expected. Now this is where I was expected to be.
The older and this guy's old. They can 40.
And so I think he just kind of jumped in based on, again, the guy being 40 years old. You shouldn't be looking at credentials before a fight. Yeah. As a referee, you're supposed to be refereeing that fight for what's happening. As a judge, you're supposed to be judging that fight for what's happening, not judging that fight based on, well, he's having trouble. I've never seen him do that before. He must be winning this fight. You don't know what adjustments this fighter came into the ring with.
What about this, Shawn? You know, the refs come back in there and they talk to you guys before the fight. If you see my man in danger, save him.
It ain't too many coaches gonna do that out there.
Okay.
It ain't too many coaches. And he didn't look. He didn't
look upset. That's what I didn't like.
No. He didn't look incapable. He looked like he could handle himself. Yeah. He clearly looked like he could handle himself. You know what I'm saying?
Third round dropped him.
Yeah. I mean, he clearly looked ready for the fight. He didn't look like they got prepared and this is 2 weeks before we got this call and we're going to make sure we keep you safe. And if you get in harm's way, I'm going to do what needs to be done.
What about if he goes to Rolly locker room and they tell him, if you see us hurting him, man, save that dude, man. This dude's old, man.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Just little things like that.
You got to do that.
Like, I didn't even thought about saying stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Saying, putting that bug in his ear.
Yeah, you got to do that.
But
I've never been in that position, you know what I mean?
You don't even bother.
That's
you don't
40 years old against what, 26, 27, something like that.
Hey, if I'm hurting that man, you need to save him. Well, I don't want to like really hurt this guy.
The subliminal messages, you know, we've also, I think we've seen that clear cut right in front of our eyes before. Yeah. This could have been that case, you know?